Okay, so I'm going to be reading Israel asked for a king. Now it came to pass when Samuel was old that he made his sons judges over Israel. The name of his firstborn was Joel, and the name of his second, Abijah. They were judges in Beersheba. But his sons did not walk in his ways. They turned aside after dishonest gain, took bribes, and perverted justice. Sounds kind of like our, politicians. Then all the elders of Israel gathered together and came to Samuel at Ramah, and said to him, Look, you are old, and your sons do not walk in your ways. Now make us a king to judge us like all the nations. But the thing displeased Samuel when they said, Give us a king to judge us. So Samuel prayed to the Lord. So that's good. He prayed to the Lord about it. And the Lord said to Samuel, Heed the voice of the people and all that they say to you, for they have not rejected you, but they have rejected me, that I should not reign over them. So they want a person to reign over them, not God. According to all the works which they have done, since the day that I brought them up out of Egypt, even to this day, with which they have forsaken me, and served other gods, so they are doing also to you. Now therefore heed their voice. However, you shall solemnly forewarn them, and show them the behavior of the king who will reign over them. So Samuel told all the words of the Lord to the people who asked him for a king. And he said, This will be the behavior of the king who will reign over you. He will take your sons and appoint them for his own chariots and to be his horsemen, and some will run before his chariots. So he's going to use them for his work. He will appoint captains over his thousands and captains over his 50s. Will set some to plow his ground and reap his harvest, and some to make his weapons of war and equipment for his chariots. So he's like, this is going to happen. Is this what you want? He will take your daughters to be perfumers, cooks, and bakers. And he will take the best of your fields, your vineyards, and your olive groves, and give them to his servants. So he's like, you can take all your stuff. And they're like, yeah, that's great. He will take 1/10 of your grain and your vintage and give it to his officers and servants. And he will take your male servants, your female servants, your finest young men, and your donkeys, and put them to his work. He will take 1/10 of your sheep, and you will be his servants. And you will cry out in that day because of your king, whom you have chosen for yourselves. And the Lord will not hear you in that day. So he's like, you're on your own. Nevertheless, the people refused to obey the voice of Samuel, and they said, No, but we will have a king over us. How stupid. That we also may be like all the nations, that our king may judge us and go up before us and fight our battles. So they're like, we don't want God, we want a king. And Samuel heard all the words of the people, and he repeated them in the hearing of the Lord. So he's like, are you sure this is what you want? So the Lord said to Samuel, Heed their voice and make them a king. And Samuel said to the men of Israel, Every man go to his city. So he's like, go home. So next we're going to have Saul chosen as king. Now this is not Saul that was Paul in the New Testament. This is a different Saul, okay? So anyway. So here we go. The next story. They're going to have a king. Let's see how it turns out for them, huh? Yep. Well, tell me what you think. Would you rather serve God, or would you rather serve people? Let me know in the comments. Peace.